Welcome to the First 40 Sports Show with the Goon Squad. It's Black Thor, Icewater, and yours truly, Puma. We're going to change the order this week. I want some hot takes from questions from the squad, so I'm going to Black first. Questions from the squad. What you been wondering, man?
I'm wondering why these old white, like Paul Feinbaum, all these white people are sitting around hating on Deion Sanders, man. What's up with this? What's going on?
Ice?
You know, I've heard this from several places. I've been thinking about it. Excuse me. I've been thinking about it. But what I find ironic about it is why we're surprised, particularly us, right? When you think about us as people, as men of color coming in this situation, when you are too good or you can really be good at something and then try something new and be good at that too, that doesn't shine right with a lot of people. You know, it just does not. And what I mean by that is Deion Sanders was probably one of the greatest athletes ever in sports in our modern day time. When you think about what he did. And now he starts to coach. And now he starts to tell you what he's going to do. And one thing I will say about Deion, I don't know where he gets his strength from or if he's putting our legs sometimes, but I went back and listened to that Hall of Fame speech that he talked about his mom pushing the cart at the hospital, and why he came up with the whole thing. And he said, every time I thought about they clown me, I was thinking about my mama. So on that point, the strength of him coming out there and being real and people having a hard time accepting it, particularly people that are outside of the boundaries of how he grew up, I just think it's them being old, caught up in their ways, folks, people that are not of color, most of them that have their ways, and they think certain people, and particularly us, should stay in our places. They will never tell you that. We're never going to be good enough. You know, and I'm going to get off this real quick. There are journalists out there that are angry that they never became great athletes. And you think I'm lying? I'm proud to tell you. There are some people that all they can do is write and what project to be journalists, and they are so deep down inside think certain people that make it should act a certain way. And that's my realm on that. No matter how nice you are, how great you are, some of them just had that. If that was me, you should act a certain kind of way or whatever. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. I could go deeper, but our show is short.
Yeah, man. He's shaking up the establishment. And I think I text both of you when Texas and Alabama played this week. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I'm like, the transfer portal is hitting Dabo and Saban upside the head because they can no longer stockpile players. And Deion is taking players from the transfer portal. I think he's only had 3 original players from the Colorado team. And look what he's doing. 2-0. Alabama ain't 2-0. Clemson ain't 2-0. And that transfer portal is hitting them upside the head. And also, this guy is speaking his truth and his life into coaching. And he's talking mad trash and backing it up. And they don't like that. They're intimidated by that. And just like he said, when a black man is doing all this stuff, they're intimidated by it. He's shaking up the old establishment, and they don't like it. Black?
No, that's what it comes down to, man. Because I said this last year when you and I talked over the weekend. I said to you last year, the transfer portal basically is going to rob Alabama. Because to me, Alabama's dynasty is over. And if you don't believe me, check the Alabama news. That's what their own fans are saying, that their dynasty is over. Because you're right, those players aren't going to be there anymore. But not only that, they realize in college football as a whole, the SEC is going to start to come down. And here's another big fear. You may not see it now. They realize he opened the door. There's going to be more black head coaches coming to college football. More younger black head coaches. No longer are the black athletes going to feel like they got to come to you to get to the NFL. And that's what they're afraid of. Because let's face it, Nick Saban has been overpaid for years, bro. He's been riding black talent for years, being overpaid. Because at the end of the day, I don't think he's that great of a coach. He hired good coordinators, but he's not that good of a head coach. And that's what the fear is. Because if he was, maybe he'd still be in the NFL. So, yeah, it's a lot of it, man. I'm happy for what Deion is doing. I love the fact that every chance he gets, he posts the fact that I'm a black man doing this, they don't like it. Because a lot of times, what we've done in the past, we walk the walk and dance the dance. They want us to dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fit in here. No, bump that. He's not fitting in anywhere. He's breaking that down. They just can't stand it, bro. He's not taking the normal path and bowing his head and weaving a wob. No, win or lose, he's up here talking. I love it. I love every bit about it. Every bit about it.
Yeah, and Jimmy the Greek predicted this years ago. If blacks start getting into coaching, what are white people going to do? They're already dominating the players and the positions. What are white folks going to do? And so Jimmy the Greek said that a long time ago. He got caught up in a bad situation years ago, but it's coming to light. Ice.
I'm sorry, man. Y'all, I'm catch hell for this. But every time you say something like that, all I think about is talking about the big black bucks.
Boys and girls, look up Jimmy.
Big black bucks mating with the other bucks and the other does, and then they come with other big black strong bucks. And I'm like, this cannot be serious.
It's amazing what alcohol gets you to say, right?
It was, but it was so true for a lot of people. He was sharing what he really thought. And when you looked at history, people were like, damn, maybe. But nah, we can't say that. We can't agree with that. Anyway, question is this, staying along with coaching. I'm going to just say it. Mel Tucker situation in Michigan State. Your thoughts. Got to go there.
Black.
Bro, it amazes me when someone works hard to obtain something in life. Sometimes we obtain things that are rare. It's like that rare diamond. You be walking in your backyard. Oh, you find a rare diamond. It is there. And then you do something to undermine it and throw it away. I mean, I read basically what he's saying, but at what point, Mel, are you not smarter than that, bro? What point are you not smarter? This lady works through rape prevention of that nature. The university hired her for that. I just can't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine as a black man in where we're at, Michigan State, that if you would have went to any club, just hung out, sat there, had a margarita, bro, you could find yourself a freak to do that with. Why her? Why her? What was so special about her to where you had to do what you do on the phone, no less, and make think it's okay? I just don't understand it, bro. I don't understand where us men, I'm talking about black men, white men have done the same thing. So we're not acting like that's a single out, but we tend to get in situations of power, prestige, and we allow our sexual carnage desire to undermine us, bro. We got to be better and smarter than that. To me, that's just that simple, bro. We got to be better and smarter. They should have nothing. If they want to fire you for what you're not doing in the field, let them do that. Don't let them fire you with something stupid. You got to battle with your job. And let's be honest. The hearing is coming up. Who knows what's going to come out in that hearing, bro? Now you're going to be damaged for other schools. Guess what? You're not going to get you're not that cat that's at Louisville but keep getting swipes at the Apple. You may not. So it's like, I mean, that's what when I read it, I was like, damn, bro, you got to be smarter than that. It's okay to say no. It's okay to look, imagine. Imagine that on a daily basis. And then be disciplined enough to walk away.
Yeah, I've been reading up on this and really kind of examining this a lot and trying to gather as much information as possible. The 27 calls in 30 minutes average call sounds a little suspicious to me. And then when he decides that he doesn't want to come out, I understand everything with Black saying, and I agree with everything Black's saying. Then this stuff was supposed to be private, and then a trustee kind of leaks it out there. That kind of tells me that they want him out of there. I mean, he signed a $95 million contract for 10 years. And, he's in the first year of that. And it just sounds like they, maybe because of all the other stuff that's happening at Michigan State, they don't want any parts of this when it comes out. But it just seems like they got buyer's remorse with this. And that should have never been leaked out. And like I said, I'm not excusing what he did. But it just seemed like there was a relationship there. When the relationship was cut off and her services weren't needed anymore, then this started coming out because she was getting $10,000 a pop coming there and talk to the players. So I don't know what's really going on. I want to wait till more stuff is happening. But Ice, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, y'all like to be safe. Y'all like to hear all of the stuff. Y'all want to come back and make people guilty, and then they go to jail. I'm the one that has to bring it out and say, you know, it's smoke, it's fire, all good talk. I don't know. I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know everything, but I'm like you guys. What I've read and what I understood, I'm with Black on this one as well, from the standpoint of, don't get me wrong, we all like certain things, right? We all get things. We say, man, why are you doing this? And you pull by that whatever it is on you that's got a hold of you, find yourself in bad positions. But particularly at Michigan State, though, think about it this way. As Black said, the position she was in, right? I think she was a person who had been in that state before, right? She was a victim, if I'm not mistaken, right? Then you're at Michigan State, bruh. Okay, you at Michigan State. We know about the gymnastics young ladies that were, you know, had to go through what their traumas and everything. And that was huge. That was huge. Michigan State already came out and showed you that. Then we're going to go further back because some of y'all forget. But Michigan State, was it the basketball players too that had some assault charges? And Tom Izzo just like, woo, man, I'm glad them was off me. But I'm just saying, it's just that point. It's history. It's everything. They've done everything they can to try to keep this place safe and try to make it look like it's something where they avoid, not want to say the death penalty, but something where they don't shut these programs down. And here you come right behind it, and here you go in this situation. So you do what you do. But how do you not know? And hey, I can't judge a man because anyway, we all do things. But I'll say this. You just got to be smarter and better. You got all that money on the table. You're not winning a lot of ball games. You let your starting quarterback walk away. You let one of your best wide receivers in the country now at Florida State walk away. And now you ain't winning. You're not winning big ball games. And you got Notre Dame come. Oh, you did have Notre Dame coming up. But regardless of the fact that all the signs were there, and they're going to even pile on now, last but not least, by the factor that you have a wife and a child. That makes it even worse. So they're going to go keep piling anything. And then you're right. If the trustees didn't want him there, they leaked it out. But that's what they do. People do that. And the young lady was upset or whatever because of what happened. And you got an issue, bro. She put that something happened. Something was on your back. You know, one of them things men know what I'm talking about. You get on your back and you just be like, I ain't calling it no more. I mean, here you go again. It gets on you, bro. And whatever it is, you need to fix it because it cost you $95 million. $95 million. I'm gonna say this, and y'all gonna get me in trouble as I depart on this last point. I don't know nothing that good that's gonna cook that. I'm gonna sign off on for $95 million.
There it is.
Was she Pam Grier? No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell Pam, look, you're gonna hold back. Hey, even if it was Pam Grier back in the day, I said, look, no phones. I'm gonna see you in the Westfield at this time. And that's
right. That's another thing I understand. If you don't mind me saying this real quick, bro. The way it's done. I mean, realistically, bro, it's like you gotta have more sophistication. If you're gonna play, learn how to play, or don't play at all, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, I see a lot of married men. You know, if you're gonna learn how to play, learn how to play. That's not playing correctly.
I remember somebody telling me we're gonna go into college football. Somebody telling me saying, "You don't know how to cheat."
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And I ain't trying to say anybody should cheat or do anything wrong. But if you're going to do it, know how to do it. See that all this new technology and everybody all excited with the phones. Are you serious? You don't need no phone. You don't need no phone, bruh. Go old school. Make them find a tape. Make them find it. Some hooded, secluded area with tinted windows. Bruh, where you at? Anyway, I didn't say nothing. My bad. Sorry.
All right,
bruh. Are you old school too? You're not 12?
Yeah. Let's go to college football. Georgia is number 1, followed by Michigan, followed by Florida State, jumped up 1 spot. Texas jumped up 7 spots after beating Alabama. USC, Ohio State, Penn State, Washington, Notre Dame jumps up another spot, gets in the 9th spot, and Alabama drops 7 spots at that number 10 spot. Black, give me a little bit of an eye test of what happened last week and what you're looking forward to this week.
Nah, man, I'm gonna make this real quick, man. I'm gonna move my way so Ice can do what he does, bro. I'm just gonna say this. So sometimes we gotta go through the archives, man, and bring back some stuff. Because I remember about a year ago, this coach at Notre Dame, they ain't gonna have to keep it off. Look at Notre Dame now, baby. Look at the Dame now. Who's coaching them? Who's coaching them? Look at that's what I'm gonna leave you with, bro.
Well,
I'm gonna leave you with that.
look who they playing. They playing a
It
couple
doesn't
of
matter, man.
Brothers.
No. Look at the Dame now. Look at the Dame. That team is talented, bro. That team is talented. They're playing very well. They're being coached very well. So,
Okay.
sometimes you gotta let go of the old mindset, man. Realize, there's some cooking going on.
Yeah.
Real good cooking.
And
Look
Notre
at the Dame,
Dame,
baby.
they're playing Central Michigan this weekend. Another win. Ice.
Hey, baby. At the end of the season, it's gonna look good.
And I'm gonna say, don't worry about it. A couple of weeks, we're gonna find out what's real. In two different areas.
Yeah,
Columbus, Ohio,
yeah.
and also in South Bend. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's see. How can you not be impressed by Colorado over Nebraska? I mean, just Deion Sanders doing it again with his crew. Definitely impressed there. Even though this team kind of played a little tight with escaped Utah over Baylor, I still believe Utah is one of those teams that may not, I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but they're going to be a problem. They are going to be a problem. Particularly, I'm not sure they got their starting quarterback back or anything like that, but they're so talented and they are playing with reckless abandon. They're going to be a problem. Washington State over Wisconsin, 31-22. Wisconsin's been getting a lot of hype early. Washington State to win like that says a lot about them in that conference. I'm not even going to touch that Texas, Alabama. We know how that goes. Miami over Texas A&M, 48-33. Texas A&M had a little bit more hype coming in, but Miami kind of turned the corner there, so we'll see what happens. Next week, Tennessee and Florida. I think these are two programs that are on the edge that both need a win. I mean, Tennessee is kind of rising up, but they need to stay on course, and Florida is desperate for a win. And when you get these two teams together, I think it can mean a lot. Also, too, on the same level, TCU versus Houston. Both of these programs also need a major win. The loser, who knows what's going to happen, could turn their season one way or the other. And last but not least, Washington's playing real well, but with the whole Mel Tucker fiasco and everything too, I want to see how the Spartans, they play Michigan State at Lansing. I want to see how they handle it. Some teams rise up because of the situation, other teams falter. And I think Washington's feeling real good, thinking that they may have a chance for a national title, may have the Heisman Trophy winner on their squad. But I want to see how Michigan State is going to respond to that challenge.
Yeah, I know I'm going to be looking at LSU to see if they're bouncing back from the week loss they had the previous week. I want to see Colorado State. I want to see if Colorado still keeps up that intensity. North Carolina struggled against Appalachian State. I know that's a rivalry game for you over the last recent years, but you can't do that against Appalachian State and stay in the top 25. And Colorado moves up 4 spots to in the top 25 at 18. So I want to see if they keep that intensity, because there are going to be some other teams coming up in their schedule that's going to be really good. I want folks to look out for Duke. We always talk about Duke as a basketball team, but their football team is a really good football team. So watch out for that. Let's go to the Major League Baseball report by Icewater. What you got, sir?
Yeah, let's do this real quick. Let's look at those standings. American League East, Baltimore is the leader right now in that division. Tampa Bay trails them by 2.5 games. Toronto by 11.5 games. Moving to the Central in the American League, Minnesota is your leader. Cleveland is in second with being 7 games back. In the West, we actually have Houston as the leader. Texas is only 1 game behind. Very interesting move there. Seattle's only a game and a half back in that division. Should be very interesting as we move forward. In the NL East, moving forward, we have Atlanta as your leader. The second place team is the Philadelphia Phillies. They trail by 16 games. A lot of stuff going on in Atlanta. Moving over to the Central, Milwaukee leads that division. The Chicago Cubs still hanging around, despite whatever people are saying about them. They're only 4 back, not the greatest of the division. Cincinnati Reds are only 7 games back in that division as well. And finally, in the West, the Dodgers are making their run, or whatever you want to call it, getting ready for the postseason. They lead the West Division over Arizona by games. Oh, spoiler alert, last but not least, Yankees are still in last place.
Well, we're fighting for last place with the Red Sox. So there. Ha 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 ha. Black Thor, it's WNBA playoff time. The playoffs start tonight with the Las Vegas Aces facing the Chicago Sky. What it's looking like, man?
You know what, man? Like one guy said years ago, playoffs. They're here, baby. They're here after a strong season. Attendance is up and viewership is up, man. So congratulations to the WNBA because they're doing some things and progressing. And you're right, the playoffs are here. The Aces going to take on Chicago Sky. For the most part, that should kind of be a gimme series. All these series are going to be best of 3 games. New York Liberty going against the Washington Mystics. For some reason, some folks are looking at this as an upset. I just don't see it. I really don't. I don't see that at all. The Connecticut Sun is going to take on Minnesota Lynx. Now, I'll be honest with you. I would not be surprised. There's an upset to come around. This might just be based on coaching. Even though the coach of Connecticut Sun, if I'm correct, she won Coach of the Year. And you have the Dallas Wings taking on Atlanta Dream. That series right there, I'm going to think Dallas is going to come out. I think it's all said and done. It's going to be the Aces and the Liberty go at it, man. I said it before. If I hadn't, I'll say it now. The Liberty is deep, bro. They're strong, they're deep, and they're so strong. Brown and Stewart basically won the MVP by 1 vote. Get this, 1 vote over A.J. Wilson. 1 vote. Wow. That's close, bro. Maybe I should give it to both of them. But as you said, the playoffs are going to start tonight. We'll keep a close eye on it, and that's a report for this week.
All right. We are getting through our topics and agenda, and we are at the portion of our show where we do our last second shots. And I got a doozy. I'm going to go to Ice first.
We're going to talk about this later, but I am amazed and blown away what's happened in the NFL after week 1. Looking forward to see what happens the rest of the season. A lot of surprises. Things continue to be surprises, and I'm looking forward to it because Black Thor is coming, but he may not know what he's getting himself into because right now I'm saying, wow. So, man up.
All right.
Black, your last.
When they say your theme song, you know the impact is in there. I love it, baby. I love it. I know we talked about Mel Turk a little while ago, man, and I think I'm gonna go back to that real quick. And I think we have to realize, bro, that there's been a time, over a period of time, it's all been said to us. We got to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard to get positions that they get just by basically showing up. Yes, I believe in the grind. I believe in getting there. Once we get there, we got to do what we got to do to maintain it, bro. We got to. Realistically, Mel Tucker, it's not only that you're falling down, basically you're letting a lot of young men that were looking up to you falling down, bro. That look just like you, that want to be like you, want to be in your position. So think about that the next time, man. When she walks in the room and she looks a certain way, guess what, man? Think better.
I'm going to start off my last second shot with karma is a motherfucker. Aaron Rodgers, all the stuff you were doing for the Jets, going to practices, coaching up the young players, all this stuff you could have been doing with the Green Bay Packers, and you didn't do it. And it took 4 plays for karma to kick you in your ass. Matter of fact, about 20-something years ago, Testaverde got hurt in, I think, the first series or the first quarter. And who did they trot out on the field when you were running out with that flag up there? Testaverde. That was like a bad omen. And you made it 4 plays. And the Jets, I don't know. It's like a snake-bitten franchise. But that'll teach y'all to be on, the TV show on HBO. I'm not going to promote it. And Aaron Rodgers, karma's a motherfucker. That's our show. Stay tuned for our NFL picks week 2. Peace.